Everything could come crashing down Saturday night if Jon Jones is not on top of his game and Stipe Miocic can turn back the clock. It will be the greatest meltdown in UFC history. Jon Jones, every question that has been asked to him has been about Tom Aspinall, and you can see it. This man is flustered. This man is ducking interviews. He's so flustered. I'm actually excited about this main event because I want Stipe to go in there and knock this dude out. The way that this dude has been acting is just not acceptable. For a guy that's considered the GOAT, it's just not acceptable. The duck allegations have never been stronger. But that has nothing to do with this video. That's just my fire about this card. Okay? I'm fired up. UFC 309. I'm going to give you the official picks. Gun to your head. Maybe Jones is holding the gun to your head, saying, give me a pick. The cartel is waterboarding you, saying, give me a pick for every single fight on the card. We're going to go down. Scroll all the way down to the bottom where we always start with a women's fight. It's probably going to be a boring one. Women's flyweight, Veronica Hardy, Eduardo Moura. Just a reminder, these are picks, not bets. Official picks, gun to your head. Who do you think is going to win? I am still going to go with Eduardo Moura. Chu is my early pick. I think she can get the takedowns. I think she could be more physical. I think her stand-up will do okay. I think Veronica Hardy just doesn't do enough on the feet. She scraped by against the low level competition that she's faced in her 3-fight win streak. And she's scraping by. Split decisions to J.J. Aldrich. She was on her back in the third. She actually got knocked down by J.J. in the third round. Was on her back. Could not get up. She had a nice little active guard. And if she's going to win this fight, I think she could maybe pull off a submission on Eduardo Moura. But Eduardo, moving up a weight class, she's still going to be bigger. I expect her cardio to be better. Her wrestling is very good, especially out in the open. She's got to bring that pressure. Veronica's going to be moving. But if she brings that pressure and she can rack up some takedowns, maybe get a back take or two, I think she could win this fight. So give me Eduardo Moura for the official pick, the underdog. Moving on. Basil Hafez, Oban Elliott. Oban Elliott has gotten some steam this week, and I don't understand it. I don't think Oban does anything particularly amazing. Okay, he's solid overall. I think the guy's wrestling and overall cardio was probably the best part of his game, and he's going to have to use that here. He's going to have to weaponize it. If he doesn't weaponize it, this could very easily be a decision where it goes to Basil Hafez just based off of doing more or keeping up. I think the ceiling for Basil Hafez in this matchup is pretty high, and he's a big underdog. Okay, he's going to swing hard. I don't know if he has big power because he's only got one knockout on his record, but it looks like he would have big power. Swings hard, solid chin, really solid takedowns, solid grappling. You know he's going to be there for 3 rounds. Oban Elliott has had some chin issues in the past. He's been knocked out twice. Basil Hafez never been knocked out, never been finished. Oban, durability questions. He's been hurt against Val Woodburn, against Cake Brito on the Contender Series. He got almost nearly knocked out in both of those fights. I think we could see a moment here where Basil Hafez has some early success, lands a knockdown, and then he's just got to win one out of the next 2 rounds. I think it's a possibility. So Basil Hafez, official pick this week. Give me him. Give me him. Hafez. If we were in October, he had that breast cancer tattoo, I'd be all over him, but it's November. No shave November. No fap November. Get it all going, boys. Mickey Gall versus Ramiz Brahimaj. Mickey Gall is winning this fight, bro. He is winning this fight. Okay, Ramiz offers nothing of anything worthy on the feet. Okay, I could probably outstrike this dude. I barely know how to kickbox. I could probably outstrike this dude. Nothing. Offers nothing. I shouldn't say that, actually. I get humbled real quick. But Ramiz, he's got to get this fight to the ground. He's got to find a back take. He's probably going to find a submission. He's submission or bust. Mickey Gall just got the better overall skill set. Better cardio. Bigger. Longer. He looked solid in his last fight, even though it was a loss. The will to win is there. I saw it against Hafez. I think his will to win is going to be a lot higher than Brahimaj. Give me Mickey Gall all day. Mickey Gall getting this one done. He's a favorite for a reason. He's going to win. Give me him. Official pick, Mickey Gall. Marcin Tybura, Jonathan Diniz. I've been back and forth a little bit on this one all week. Okay? And eventually, I'm just going to settle with my Marcin Tybura. Tybura, better strike the schedule, more experience, more tools to win this fight. Okay? He's not going to be knockout or bust. He might be takedown or bust. But even if he doesn't get the takedown, he just can't get caught with the big shot. Because eventually, he will get the takedown. And when he gets the takedown, he's going to look minus 500 or higher. Okay, if Marcin Tybura gets a takedown, he's going to win this fight easily. Jonathan Diniz needs to land the knockout blow. Because if he doesn't, then he's probably going to have to be fighting off takedowns. And eventually, I think he's going to get taken down. So I think I got to go with Marcin Tybura. Okay, I know the guy's old. I know he's been chinned before. I know Diniz is on the up and up. But I got to side with the Polish man here. I just got to side with him. And it's a different style. You know, Diniz was supposed to fight Derek Lewis. And now he's got to fight Marcin Tybura. Marcin Tybura is a guy that will look for the takedowns and has a much better ground game than Derek Lewis. Maybe not the ground and pound, but he's got the submission ability and just the overall top control way better than Derek Lewis. So the short notice for that, I don't really like it for the Diniz side. Give me Marcin Tybura to get this one done. David Onama and Roberto Romero. So this fight is the reason why I couldn't get the official picks out video to you sooner, because they added this fight. I had to look at this Roberto Romero guy to see if he was any good. I don't know if he's that good. I mean, I think David Onama is a huge favorite. He's going to be the pick. Roberto Romero, Mexican dude who just brings the pressure. He kind of bobs and weaves, kind of like Mike Tyson style, honestly. Bob and weave, just brings the pressure. Hands are high. And he's going to look to throw big combinations, throw you up against the cage, and just try to grind on you. It's gonna work on the regional scene. Probably not gonna work on David Onama. Now the thing is, Roberto Romero could possibly tire out David Onama, because David Onama has had some cardio issues in the past, but I think he's shored those up. I think David Onama is just gonna be better everywhere. I think if he gets his offensive wrestling going against Romero in this fight, I think he could probably have some success, probably get a finish. But either way, Onama's going to be solid on the feet. He'll probably be piecing him up early just because Romero brings that pressure and he's there to be hit. He'll bob and weave, but he can only bob and weave so many punches. And I think Onama will probably like to use those knees up the middle because Romero brings his head way down into knee range. And Onama's probably going to be keen to that. He'll be throwing some knees up the middle, probably hit him with something. And Romero's been dropped by a knee before. I saw it on tape. Onama's the pick. We don't need to spend any more time on that one. Jim Miller, Damon Jackson. Still going to go with Damon Jackson. I think Damon Jackson can get takedowns in this one. I think if his chin holds up, he's going to win. I think he's going to be the minute winner. I think on the feet, he could be throwing a good amount of volume. Jim Miller, just super slow. Big power, but super slow. And maybe he could catch Damon because Damon is not a spring chicken himself, but I think Damon will probably find his spots up along the cage, drag him down to the ground, rack up some takedowns, rack up some control time, threaten with a submission, put him in some bad spots. Jim Miller, been submitted before, terrible takedown defense, hasn't really fought many grapplers lately, so I think Damon's probably going to go in there, get the takedowns, get him down to the ground, win this fight, probably by decision. I don't really see him finding a submission or a knockout, so I think I'm Damon Jackson by decision. It's going to be the play. Official pick, Damon Jackson. Give me him all day. Moving on. Chris Weidman, Eric Anders. This is Chris Weidman, baby. This is Chris Weidman all day. He's in New York. We got the old gloves back. He's going to be poking the shit out of Eric Anders' eyes. Eric Anders, I would pull out right now, okay? If you watched the last fight with Chris Weidman, Bruno Silva was not the same his next fight. He looked like he didn't want to be there, probably because he couldn't see. Okay, Bruno Silva does not have any vision left. Eric Anders might be walking out of this one blind. And I really hope he doesn't, because I hate the eye pokes. But I just got to go with Chris Weidman, man. I got to go with him. I think he's going to be there in the striking. I think he can counter-wrestle Eric Anders. Anders has been winning his fights based on wrestling. I don't really think Eric Anders has a speed advantage in this one. He's old as shit. He's weathered. His takedowns aren't very that strong. He's a cage control type of guy. I see this one kind of being a cage control match where they'll break apart at times, and Weidman might just get the better of the striking exchanges. I think his hands looked okay his last fight. I think they could look a little bit better here against Eric Anders, who has power, but he's just super slow, man. Getting dropped by Jamie Pickett, cannot forgive that. Give me Chris Weidman for the official pick. Feature prelim, Jonathan Martinez, Marcus McGhee. Marcus McGhee is going to be the pick. I like the power. I like the in and out. The guy does not get hit with many significant strikes. He's got good footwork from the outside. I think he should be able to find his spots. He's either going to be in or he's going to be out. When you're facing a kicker like Jonathan Martinez, you got to be in or you got to be out. Because if you're not, he's going to chew apart your legs. Marcus McGhee has shown he can do that. When he's out, he's not getting hit. And when he's in the pocket, he's going to have the better boxing. He's going to be hitting Jonathan Martinez with some big shots. Jonathan Martinez doesn't like to take big shots. Okay, he don't like to be in boxing range. He don't like to be in the clinch. He's got decent knees in the clinch, but he don't like to be in that range where he can't just chew apart your legs. I think Marcus McGhee is going to present that problem to him, and I think Marcus McGhee will get this one done. Whether it's a KO or a decision, I think he'll land some big shots on Martinez to the point where Martinez just has to respect what's coming after him, and he's going to be a little bit gun shy. And McGhee is on a nice little win streak, got some momentum coming in here. Granted, he hasn't fought the level of competition that Martinez has, but based on the eye test, I think McGhee wins this fight. So give me Marcus McGhee. Mauricio Ruffy James Llontop. James Llontop is, guess he's missing weight. It's going to be a catchweight bout, so I think this one just got a little bit more interesting. You know, if James Llontop's trying to run one past Mauricio Ruffy and be like, hey, I know you're probably down cutting weight, but I'm not going to make it. And I'm the one that agreed to fight you when nobody else would, so you're going to accept it. And I think James Llontop might be doing that just to be a little bit bigger than Mauricio Ruffy. I mean, Ruffy's a big dude. He's fast as shit. I think he's going to be sniping James Llontop at range. But if this fight extends, Ruffy's been knocked out. Okay, he's not Superman. He's been finished before. James Llontop, pretty solid boxer, pretty solid leg kicks, very durable, never been knocked out. But the problem is, James Llontop is pretty much a white belt. Okay, I think if Ruffy tries to incorporate some type of takedown or grappling in this one, I think he could maybe find a finish. So I think Ruffy's probably got him outgunned in every area. Striking, he's going to be in and out of range. He's going to be sniping him with big shots. If he wants to mix it up, he can go to the grappling. James Llontop's just not a good grappler. So Ruffy is the pick. He's a massive favorite. I don't know if he should be that big of a favorite, but I do think he wins this fight. So give me Mauricio Ruffy for the official pick. I'm not dying today on James Llontop's decision-making. Karine Silva, Viviane Araujo. Karine Silva's going to be the pick. I think she'll be faster. Araujo's just a little bit stiff. Karine Silva, explosive at moments. She's not like super jittery fast, but she's just explosive at moments. She'll land powerful shots. She'll go for takedowns. She's got a good takedown accuracy. And when she's on the ground, she's going to be fishing for submission. She's got pretty good ground and pound as well when she's in top position. My worry for Silva in this one is just if she gets taken down herself, how she's going to look off her back. Because if you can't find a submission off your back, you're losing the fight, most likely. And if Araujo comes into this fight with the game plan she's had for a lot of her last fights, then she's probably going to be looking for takedowns. And if she gets takedowns on Silva and she's in top control for 4 minutes of the round, she's going to win the round. If Silva's not making, if she's not picking up those minutes throughout the fight, 15 minutes will go by and she'll have lost. But I do think she's got a much higher ceiling, more potential right now. And I think the current version of her can beat Viviane Araujo. She just got to have the fight IQ to understand she's not going to finish every fight. And she's going to have to eventually win minutes. She won minutes her last fight against Lipski, but Lipski, very poor ground game. Araujo's a little bit more seasoned there, but Araujo doesn't have the best cardio to go along with that, so I think Silva will probably keep up, get her hand raised in this one. So give me Karine Silva for the pick. We move on to Bo Nickal, Paul Craig. Bear Jew getting this one done. It's going to be a triangle. He's going to throw up that triangle. Bo Nickal is going to land a big shot. And then Paul Craig is going to be falling backwards. He's going to be pulling guard. Bo Nickal's just going to barrel roll into him like he's used to. He's going to be looking for, after he lands that big shot, Paul Craig's going to be falling down. He's going to throw up the triangle. He's going to drag Bo Nickal down to the ground with him. He's going to put him in the triangle. Bo Nickal's going to try to get out. Bang. Triangle arm bar. Okay? It's going to happen. Paul Craig, by sub. Book it. And then we come back to reality. And we believe that Bo Nickal is a big favorite and he should win this fight. He should be able to knock out Paul Craig in the first round. I don't think he really needs a takedown in this fight. I mean, if you watch Bo Nickal's fights, he throws some heat early. Okay? And he found the knockout against Val Woodburn. The way that Paul Craig strikes, his chin is way up in the air. And I think Bo Nickal's going to knock him out. Probably first round. But if he does go into that guard, then maybe we get the dream scenario there. Paul Craig by sub. But Bo Nickal is going to be the official pick. No doubt about it. Let's move on to the co-main event. Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler. Charles Oliveira, he's going to be jumping everything possible in this fight if Michael Chandler shoots a takedown, because Chandler is just reckless as shit. Chandler is reckless, but it could work. That's the scary thing about Michael Chandler. He's so reckless, but he's so explosive, so strong, so powerful that it just might work. And it might work against Charles, who we've seen hurt many a times before. Yes, he's battled back and gotten a win in a lot of those fights, but everybody has their day. Charles Oliveira, he's like 36 or something like that. He's getting up there. I know Michael Chandler's old. Charles is getting a little bit older too. I'll be honest. I wasn't really too impressed with his physique leading up to the fight this week. Okay, if Charles comes in here and gets knocked out by Michael Chandler, fuck, dude. That would be brutal. I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen, but I am kind of scared that Michael Chandler just drops him in the first and finishes him. But overall, I mean, Charles Oliveira is the better fighter. There's no doubt about it. Charles Oliveira is the better fighter. Better technical striking. Better grappling. Better cardio. And maybe better durability. I mean, I think they're pretty even as far as durability goes. That's why it's kind of like, you know, Chandler could drop him in the first and it could be over. Charles Oliveira is going to be the pick, though. I think he's the rightful favorite. I think he's obviously been more active. That's great. But there's a lot on the line for Michael Chandler. Where to Michael Chandler, if he wins this fight in an emphatic fashion, then maybe he gets the counter fight. Maybe Conor does want to fight of that. Or maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Who knows? But Chandler needs a big win to stay relevant. If he comes in here and he loses, everything's off the table. It doesn't really matter. Conor would probably tweet like, "This is the dude I was supposed to fight. I would have knocked him out in 13 or 12 seconds till I could beat Aldo," you know? So, a lot on the line for Chandler. He could come out here and make us all look stupid for taking Charles, but either way, I'm still going to take Charles. I think he's the better fighter, been more active, fought the better guys, beat the better guys. So, give me Charles over there. To the main event, Jon Jones, Stipe Miocic. In a dream world, Stipe goes out there. He gets in the face of Jon Jones, Dom Reyes style, getting him on the back foot, walking him down. No respect. Stipe's just going in there, slugging it out, stuffing takedowns, landing big shots to the face. And he puts him out. But that's the dream world, boys. If this was 4 years ago, I'd be more inclined to take Stipe. I do think there is part of Stipe where he could look better than this plus 455 number. Like, I know he's 42, but he actually looks to be in pretty solid shape. He's known this fight was going to happen since last year of November. So he's had over a year to kind of prepare for this fight. John's the one coming off the injury. John's the one that has been asked about every other fight other than this one. Stipe knows he's probably going to retire, most likely. It's his last chance to just come back, beat the best of all time, and then walk off into the sunset. So, I mean, shit, he's got nothing to lose. If John Jones loses this fight, everyone thinks he should win. He should win. But if John Jones loses this fight, that would be terrible. It would be terrible for his legacy. You just beat a guy that's 42, coming off of a 3-year layoff, 4-year layoff. He doesn't want to fight in 4 years. Has it fought in 4 years? You know, like, it'd be terrible. Stylistically, I think Jones' distance management is probably going to win him this fight just because he's so long. He's probably going to be a little bit faster, but more athletic from the outside. His wrestling's going to be there. I don't think Stipe has bad wrestling, but I do think Jones will probably be able to mix in some takedowns, get some top control, land some shots on the ground. Not to the point where he's going to wrestle fuck him like he did to Gall or finish him that easily, but I think John Jones will probably be winning most of the time from the outside at range, throwing those kicks. And then when Stipe comes in, he's probably going to be landing some elbows, landing some knees. He's probably going to win most of the striking exchanges. But if Stipe can make this dirty and get John uncomfortable, look for those uppercuts in the clinch, look to draw him in maybe with a big right hand down the pipe, he's got to make it a fight where John's like, oh, fuck. You know? 42, it's very tough. But, you know, John's going to be the pick. There's no doubt about that. He's the better fighter. He's the greatest of all time, and he should win. It's a magical thing that he's done to where this dude has no knockout power. Like, literal pillows. And he's won every fight. In a sport where you kind of need some pop in your striking, especially at the bigger weight classes. You kind of need some pop in your striking to, like, bail you out sometimes. He's never had that. So, guy's very good. I'm going to be rooting for Stipe, low-key. Just because I'm over John Jones. But John Jones is going to be the official pick, if you were wondering. If I was going to bet anything, though, I'd just throw a dart on Stipe. Just for fun. Overall, I'm not going to have a bet on a money line on either of these guys for my official plays. But maybe just for a dart, throw a little something on Stipe. But that's going to do it. Appreciate you for watching. UFC 309 official picks. Please like the video for me. Subscribe to the channel. Till next time, I have the best bets video to you tomorrow. Hey, y'all, picks, we out.